Okay, thank you everybody for joining in today. So the discussion that we're about to embark today, and this is just a discussion, the actual implementation, I'm going to delegate to one of you guys in this room, okay? But let's take a look and see what we have for the moment. Okay, so this is the question. Do we actually have a good way of managing our university relationships right now? Let's go to Iron. Iron, do you feel like the way that university relationships are managed right now using Dropbox paper is the most ideal method?
For me itself, what have I saw in the assets inventory,
Hmm.
we have not still updated really good yet.
Right. Okay. That is the problem, right? This has been designed incorrectly from the very beginning. Okay. Or maybe the design was an inventory, but it isn't a relationship management system. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it just gives us kind of like a list of where we have relationships, but it doesn't really tell us what's the condition of the relationship, right? Is it active? Is it quiet? Is it are we not getting anywhere with it? And it doesn't tell us what the last engagement with the last relationship is. Okay, so then that makes it kind of difficult to also understand where we are right now, which makes it very difficult to delegate a relationship to another person, which creates those confusions of has somebody else already reached out to this person last week, right? So it makes it kind of hard to use this system specifically for the purpose of PR operations. Okay, so let's say for example, Mas Ana Asnat. Okay, we know that there are some notes here, but we don't know when these notes were written, and we don't know if there was any follow up. So okay, we probably need to start changing this. All right, good. So we discovered that we probably need to change this. So the first thing then we need to visualize is what would a relationship actually look like, right? So what's in a relationship? What do we need to document? So let's take an example of, let's say, a normal Trello card. Let's say we're going to move it to Trello because Trello is good at managing relationships. So let's say we have, let's say this is our normal campaign card, okay? And this is for a different purpose. This is for managing campaigns. But what we can see here is that there's certain things on the card. There's information about who is doing what stage. There's information about all this stuff here. Maybe this isn't the most key stuff to know about a particular relationship. Maybe this is, but let's take a look at what Iron wrote. Okay, so Iron wrote is in Trello card the relationship collaborate. Oh, okay, all right. We can probably write the SLAs on the card. Let's see. Let's go over to Lolita. Lolita, should the SLAs be on a relationship card?
On the campaign.
No. So this isn't about campaigns anymore. This is more about what a partner relationship management system looks like. So what should be on that relationship card? What are the key informations that we need to know?
Actually, if it's about relationship, I don't think uh, we need that kind of SLA anymore.
Right. Because that is at the higher level, right? It's not at the relationship level. That is at the campaign level. What do we need on the relationship card, though?
What Iran says about PIC and also partners and lead contacted is I think it's good and we can put it in the
Yes,
relationship.
perfect. Exactly. So that's pretty much it. Um, I don't know if you guys are aware, but every person who works at Bukit Vista already has one of these cards, except me and Wyana and the people who were here before we started the system, I guess, right? But I'll show you kind of like what it looks like in the HR spectrum, okay? So basically, we have this particular organization. Wait, come on, hurry up. Impatient, waiting for the, okay, here we go. So what you're seeing here, everyone, is essentially what the employee journey looks like, card to card, spectrum to spectrum. Okay, so when a person applies at Book Vista, when all three of you applied to Book Vista, the first thing that happens is that when you fill out that form automatically generates a Trello card here. right? And it starts on this list called new entry. So let's go ahead and open it up and let's see what's on the form. Okay, on the form is a few fields: why you want to apply, why we should hire you, what do you know about us, and then all these attachments, okay? And these are all generated by the applicant themselves, okay? In PR, we'll probably have to generate these ourselves. We can't necessarily ask the other person to fill out a form for us. So we have to create this all on our own. But it gives us a pretty good understanding about a candidate's background, okay? And then after that, there is essentially an evaluation field that we put here. This is your evaluation as you move through the interviews. So we'll be essentially looking at career stage, we'll be looking at company mission stage, and some key attributes that we measure when we look at, let's say, an applicant to Bukit Vista. Okay. Um, the applicant themselves will attach their CVs and all the supporting information there. Okay, and after that, the activity record goes here. So, we'll write comments about, okay, what's happened in your interview so far, what the results were. And as the relationship develops, um, it will move down the stack of different phases, right? Go to first interview, second interview, online evaluations, on site, on trial, dropouts, hired, so on and so forth, right? As the relationship evolves. So that is the journey. So each particular list indicates the next step in the journey. Okay, as let's say somebody who goes to second interview, right? They'll have already developed more activity along that relationship. We will have created the spider. Have you guys seen this before? No, Lolita, Iran, Latifa. Have you guys seen?
Not yet. I
Oh,
have
okay.
seen.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Maybe I should pull up one of your cards. Yeah, I won't pull it up here. That would be kind of awkward. But let's just use, let's say, Kenza Carmela Corinth. Oh my God, that's an unfortunate acronym. That's KKK, right? In America, KKK is a white supremacist society. But okay, anyways, we're not going to make fun of somebody's name. But okay, so what we can do is, as the relationship develops, we develop patterns, we develop like graphs to track it. You can see that people make comments and they put their decisions, and all these things go onto the card. Now, this makes the HR system, I hope, flawless, right? In terms of your experience. We used to have HR systems that were very messy, just like what you're feeling with PR right now. Like, has this person been contacted? Have we contacted them twice already? Who was the last person who spoke with this person? Are they still interested in the job? So it used to be very, very terrible, right? Especially when you added more people onto the team. But now, using this system, it's clear. But similarly, in PR, we have the same problem that we used to have in HR, right? Which is, it's unclear. Okay, so that is essentially the design for. I think this is good. All right, I think the point of the person in charge. Um, what type of partnership is this? This is a media or a university partnership. They conducted the meeting date, cooperation date, and yes, all the evidences are there. And perhaps also what we plan to do, right? Is this for internship? Are we planning to do guest lecture, cooperative research, statement of purpose of the relationship as well? Or is this a media contact that we can use for, for getting a press release done? Okay, cool. I think that's it. Ditto with Iron. Okay, and then Lolita said that help us track relationships, not just from university. Correct, Lolita. Right. Once we create this board, it's good for everything. It's good for all kinds of purposes there. Okay. Update. Yep, we can update the people we reach out to. Yep, yep, yep. Very good, very good, very good. And the stage design. Okay, so Lolita says contacted, responded, cooperation date. Okay. We might want to think about that, Lolita. Okay. We might want to think, when do we actually start the relationship? Do you really want to make cards for everybody you contact? Would that be a lot of work, right? In fact, do you want to even make cards for everybody who responds but never gets back to you? You have to think about that too, right? Or do you want to make cards after there is already a cooperation, already in phase? So this depends on a few things. Let's discuss about this. Let's go to Latifa. Latifa, the more early we start putting the cards in, the more work it creates for us, right? but also it also lets us see effectively where we might have problems in the relationship management, right? Where do you think a card should begin, Latifa? Should it begin from the people we contacted, the people who responded, or people who were cooperating with us?
Mm, I think yeah, we can start from the people we contacted
Okay.
because I think not only me but some PR team like have a problem when we identify like, oh, this is the contact. Do we already contact this one
Mm,
during the past 2 weeks or the past month? Like we don't know where when that person we already contacted, especially when there is a transition between new intern and the previous one. So
right.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's a good point then. So we probably also need to put some other layers in between then, right? Because not all contacts end up being successful, right? So let's think about this. Let's start with Lolita's stage design. Lolita, what are the outcomes that can happen? Let's say from the people you contact, they can respond. What else can happen?
They can respond. They can ask for a meeting.
Okay, right. So that's part of response. Okay, so okay, we can put another layer here, right? Let's put another layer, say a meeting. Okay, so
Um,
that adds one more layer.
they
What
can
other? They can reject.
they can reject the
Yep.
cooperation,
Okay. Yep. So they can reject or they can meet. Okay. What about in the contact? They can respond or they can.
not respond.
Okay, no response, right? That's also a possibility. So we should put that also there. Um, all right. And from the meeting, we can have a cooperation, or what else can happen?
Mm, not really sure.
No cooperation, right?
Okay, no cooperation.
Right. So we need to put these into different buckets, of course, right? So that we know how to manage it. Ultimately, you need flow to happen. Okay, Lolita. You don't want to have like everything in the first list and nothing ever flows. So if you contacted, then you need to start moving it down the list. Did they respond or did they not respond? So all the non-responses go into one list. All the responses go into the next list. Okay. So this requires a interesting pattern of actually doing this work. One part now is you have to go do the work, and the second part is after you've done the work, you have to take the work, screenshot it, put it back on the card, and move the card to the next stage. Okay, so this is essentially how we start tracking what is actually happening for the benefit of the group. So this will require a new mechanic. All right, let's go to Iron. Iron, do you see any other potential stages that we need to think about here?
Uh, for the first until the middle step is already okay, but maybe, for example, like giving like a bucket for each month, like June's corporations, July's corporations, something like that.
Okay, so you can further divide these by date. Okay, Iron, the good news about Trello is you can sort by date, right? So you
Mhm.
go to a list and you can sort from top to bottom. So that is kind of built in into the system. So you don't necessarily need to make another list for that. So what you want is this, ladies. You don't want too many things to do because ultimately you want to be lazy, right? You don't want to have to like, okay, all right, start this again, start this again, start this again. You want kind of as few steps as possible, right? So you generally want as few lists as possible, but you don't want so few that things start getting messy. Okay, so let's say, for example, somebody doesn't respond. Where do you put them? Do you just keep them there and contact them again, or do you say, okay, it's been a week. I put the card there, there's no response, and I'm gonna give up, right? So that probably would be a better way about it. Okay, so we have a few more minutes, so let's try to invent this, right? Let's let's build our new Trello board. that nobody's built yet. Have you guys ever built the board on your own before? Let's go to Latifa. Latifa, have you ever built a Trello board from scratch?
Not yet, but yeah, I'm planning to create my Trello board for BVGO actually, but not not
Oh,
executed yet.
okay. BVGO would be part of the PR thing, right? So you could just use
Yeah.
the PR, and you just create a campaign for that. Okay. Now this is the old Trello board, and we're going to essentially tear down the whole thing because this is no good, and it made no sense at all. So this is why this is creative destruction here. Okay, so we're gonna archive all this stuff here, and we're gonna start fresh as the morning rain. Okay, all right. So let's bring you guys in. Let's bring everybody in. I'm gonna invite everybody in with the link. I'm gonna copy the link onto the chat. And please join me on this new Trello board. We're gonna build a Trello board together, yeah, which is awesome. Okay, we need a mission first, right? So this is the old mission. I'm going to leave this open, and I'm gonna ask Latifa, give us a mission.
Yes, sir.
Okay, for the group, but not now. You know, just
Uh-huh.
when you're inspired, go ahead and mission us. Okay, Irene. Okay, you're in.
Okay.
I see Lalitza's coming in, and Latifa, please join us. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this, everyone. Let's split the screen because splitting screen is so cool. All the cool kids split screens, except you can't see my split screen because I'm sharing only a window. So now, booyah! Yeah, who's your daddy now? All right, cool. So now we have the screen split, and this allows us to start putting in the features that we need. Let's go to Lolita. Lolita, would you kindly add the lists that we have created for each of the stage designs? Yeah. So you can go ahead and start adding that in. Okay. And then while Lolita is doing that, let us take a look at
Sir,
one of our,
what
yes, Lolita. All right,
the list of
these lists, the stage design,
oh
right?
the stage
So
design.
yeah, just go ahead and put, contact, response, no response,
Yes.
reject, meeting, um, cooperation, no cooperation, and like that. Okay. All right, cool. So Lolita's going to work on that, and in the meantime, let's take a look at this template card. Okay, this is a general template card that we build, and we can definitely simplify this now. So let's bring, let's see. It might be Iron. Iron, let's go ahead and have you work on this template card and create the template card that you see fit. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to bring Iron in. Where is Iron? Iron. Oh, this is you, right? Bingo. Doink. Tag in.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Iron's going to work on the template card. I'm going to work with Lolita on the stages. Responded, rejected. Okay. Meeting.
Sir, I
Okay.
have a question.
Yes. What's the question?
They rejected that naturally means that we are not going to cooperate. So still, do
Ah.
we need the no cooperation?
Oh, perfect. There you go, right? Dingo. All right. So we don't need rejected. We just need no cooperation, right? Done. All right, cool. So you saved the list. Fantastic. Very good. I love that. I love it when people think of new ways to make things more inspirational. It inspires the light. Great. Okay, so we can change that. Just say no cooperation, and then we're done. Okay. Let's see. In the meantime, let's go with the Latifa, right? Let's pretend we're going to use this, and what we'll do is let's just pop a template card off of this, okay? So Latifa, we're going to create a card from template. I know it's not done yet because Aaron's still working on it, but let's just say this is our dummy template card. Okay, boom. We have a new dummy template card, and what is going to go on this? We have to make a decision, a title, right? We need to call it something. Every person we contact needs to have a title. So we'll say, all right, let's say it's UI. Okay, we're going to contact UI. We're going to contact FA Bay at UI, and we're going to contact Mrs. I don't know, Mrs. Intan, right? Should that be the title of the card? Let's go to Latifa. Latifa, what do you think the title of the card should be?
I think we can just like UI, UI or UIFEB
Mm-hmm.
because we can put it the like the specific contact in that card, like because
Ah,
perhaps in that university there is more than one contact.
right. Okay, so each relationship we have with a faculty, or do we have a relationship with a person?
Um, I mean because perhaps in another time the what is called the contact person can be changed, right? So
That's correct. Okay, that's correct.
I think, yeah, just
Okay.
put it like UEFEB or the organization itself, like perhaps for the student organization, like SMU, Singapore Management University,
Hmm.
Business Intelligence Club, yeah, and then like
Okay.
we put the contact inside the card.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. So let's say we do this. Let's say we make 20 contacts a day, right? We reach out to 20 different people. Are we going to make 20 different cards every day?
I think it's not effective. Just put it
Hmm.
the. I don't know. What do you guys think? What Iron and Lalita think?
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. Whenever we think about doing something and we're not sure, let's have a default plan. Okay. The default plan generally is do the thing more thoroughly, right? Before you do the thing more efficiently. That's usually a good way to go about it. If you try to get too efficient without being thorough in the very beginning, if you don't know something, what happens is you might be missing some information, right? that needs to come to you. But let's go over to Iron and Lolita. Well, Iron's working on the card, so let's go to Lolita. Lolita, what do you think? Should we create a card for every time we do an outreach?
I think that would take too much time. Uh,
No.
can we like just put UI and then all of the organizations in UI that we contact, we put it on that card?
All right, that's an interesting idea. Let's go to Latifa. What do you think about that? What if we just make it UI and put all the all the relationships that we contact on that card?
Well, there are pros and cons.
Right.
I mean, for the university, such as like UI or ITB, they
Huh?
have a lot of faculty and contact person that we can approach,
That's correct.
right? And
Yeah.
and they have a different panel. So
Yeah.
so perhaps like it's gonna be too much if
Yes.
we yeah, if we include them into only one card,
Correct. Correct.
but it
Okay.
depends on the organization itself.
Hmm. I tend to agree with Latifa. And the reason, Lalita, I agree with Latifa is imagine you took 20 or more organizations and you start compacting them on one thing. So then your update would be Mrs. Intan got back to me and she said that it was okay. Which Mrs. Intan? Right? From which particular faculty? Maybe there's multiple Mrs. Intans. And so it becomes really difficult to track the relationship, right? For each particular relationship that you want to have. Okay. Let's say now we've actually discovered something. We discovered that the relationship card is between Bukit Vista and some sort of organization. Okay. That is the relationship. It's not between Bukit Vista and a particular person. HR is different. HR is relationship between Bukit Vista as a company and each particular person. Okay. It's not with like a batch of interns or whatever it might be. Okay. So that part I think is a good idea. Um, Okay, so we could do this. We could say we put in a relationship card only after a relationship has begun. Maybe a relationship has begun only after somebody has had a response, right? But then we don't necessarily learn too much about like why we get rejected or why people are not having any responses. Okay, let's try it this way then. Yeah, Latifa, before next Monday, okay? If we can't think of a better way to actually track it, let's just write down each contact that we contact and create a card for it for the meantime, okay? Just to kind of get an idea of how it should be done. After a week, hopefully we figure out a way to make that more efficient and we don't have to do so much of this documentation work because it can get crazy after a while. If we do 50 outreach, we have to make 50 cards and not all the cards actually have anything interesting to say, right? So let's try being thorough in the very beginning. If we realize we don't need to do this, we only need to create cards after somebody has responded. I think that can be a good pivot. What do you guys think? No, that's it. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's give it a shot. Latifa, in the meantime, I'll let you think about what better system we can use because obviously this should be a little bit more streamlined. Okay. So we have a card with the organization and Bukit Vista. Let's take a look at what Iron's created so far. Iron, what's the You haven't done anything, Iron.
I'm still on editing, researching. I'm still not
Ah!
saving.
Okay, all right, fail fast, right? Here, this is what you need to do. Just go delete and done, like this. Boom. Okay, simple,
Yep.
yeah? Okay, okay. So we have essentially that information there, and you know what? We don't even need the date contacted. You know why? Because the card
Yes.
remembers when it's born.
Yeah, already.
Okay, all
Like
right, so
calendar.
yeah, so hey, look, everyone, we can remove one field, right? We don't need to put date contacted because we'll nail the date contacted because the card all have birthdays, right? Um, Meeting date, cooperation date. Okay, all right. You know what? That's it. Actually, making these contact cards isn't so hard, actually, right? It's just really the person in charge, or perhaps maybe this, right? Maybe the contact information. If it's a WhatsApp number, let's put it there. If it's something else, let's put it there. Hey, what just happened? Somebody just changed my thing. Huh? We went back to the old way.
It's
Iron,
me.
what are you doing? Iron, we just got rid of it. Okay. All right. Contact info. Actually, instead of PIC, they can be PIC and contact info. Okay. So Mrs. Intan at whatever. Okay. Great. All the other fields we don't have anything to put. Oh, we have contact person twice. We don't need contact person twice, right? Done. Okay, that's it, and we can delete all these checklists because these checklists are really of no use, right? So we can delete, 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 delete. Maybe we can put a checklist like purpose of the partnership, right? Partnership, and we can say is it internship, research, um, guest lecture, or I don't know, workshops, right? Hackathons, um, B plan competitions, etc. I don't know what we're going to do in a workshop, but okay. Okay. Wait, do we have a channel? Yeah, the contact info will give us the channel, right? It's an email, it's an email, phone's a phone. So, all right, cool. That's it. Wait, let me do this. I'm gonna create a card from this template. Oh yeah. Okay. And then I'm gonna take this new template that's now brand new and fresh. It has no history on it. It's awesome. Okay. I'm gonna make this into the template, and then I'm gonna take the old template and I'm going to delete it. Oops, I hit it, which is I guess the same as delete. Okay, so this becomes my new template card. PRXY. Okay, then the question is, what is the X? What is the Y? what, what is the X and the Y for? Latifa, do we need to classify the X and Y here?
What is that? XY.
It, XY is a way of classifying certain things, right? Let's say you could say, okay, let's say for example, this is PRI I1, right? So this means it's the first
Um,
outreach for internship, you know,
um,
or this could be I100 or whatever it is. It gives it's like a coding system for it. Do we want to do that or not?
is it just for the it's for the organization of
Yeah, yeah.
contacting
So
it.
that so that every sort of relationship has a code associated with it, so you can kind of
Yeah, we
see.
can.
Okay.
I think we can use the code for specify which one is the university, which one is student
Hmm.
organization.
But that's going to be on the title already, right? This is more of an internal code. Do we need an internal code, or is that just redundant and silly?
Do we do we, do we need that in the future?
No, I don't think so. Okay, so let's get rid of it. So we'll just put the university, or let's say the organization, and then the sub organization. Yeah. All right. So the organization is UI, and the sub organization is FAB, right? Maybe the organization is UI, the sub-organization is DSC. The organization is President Student University, sub-organization is Lolita's English class or something like that, right? So that can be the way we organize it. Sound good? Yeah? Okay, great. All right. So we've created a title and we've created a card. We're ready to rock. Let's go ahead and do this, right? Let's see if this works. So, where should we begin? Let's test this out. Oh, we've ran over time. Wait, let's see. What do I have? What do I have next? Do I have anything that precludes me from being here? And yes, I do. Oh, I need to be in a meeting with the sales pitch. Okay, I need to go, everyone, because there's people waiting for me right now. But okay, hopefully this is good enough. Um, Lolita, can I leave it to you to finish the rest of this, right? So once the template card is ready, can you go ahead and start integrating the work that we do in Outreach using these template cards? And if you have any questions about how that should be used, please write in the discussion, okay?
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Lolita, good luck. I need to go into some
Thank you,
interviews
sir.
now. I need to about. Okay.